burning question of this Aries full moon is, how will you step into authentic leadership and shape the world you wish to live in? This full moon might be illuminating the nature of the world that you have just won in the Aries part of your chart. Allow me to explore for you some of the astrological threads of the full moon in Aries. Maybe we can even begin to weave some together by sharing and breathing life into them. I'm Sonia and this is Celestia Astrology. If you enjoy this, please do remember to like, subscribe, and comment with your experience of how this full moon is showing up for you. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, ruled by the warrior planet Mars. It brings us the fiery initiatory spark that begins the astrological year and represents the start of spring and of life itself. Mars, the planet of action, courage, and conflict, shares rulership with the exaltation ruler, the Sun. Constant source of heat and light for us, the giver of life. This combination gives Aries a forceful, direct quality, one that initiates movement and seeks to express itself fully. Cardinal fire sign. Aries also offers masculine or yang energy, meaning it is outward-facing, fast, impulsive, intuitive, active, and focused on creating change in the external world. Its nature is pioneering, urgent, and restless. This is the sign of the trailblazer, the pioneer and the warrior, willing to step forward where others might hesitate. To explore and find the hard edges and extremes, we experienced 2 years of eclipses from 2023 to 2025 along the Aries-Libra axis as we learned more about the opposition of our personal needs and those of others around us and how it fits into our astrological charts as well as our lives. This is the first lunation which isn't eclipsed since those years, our first chance to see more clearly and to begin to integrate those changes into our lives. Every full moon can be a moment of culmination, illumination, or revelation. The moon, bright and opposite the sun, reflecting the fullest of the sun's light, symbolically reveals what has grown from the seeds sown at the new moon 2 weeks ago, the solar eclipse in Virgo on the 21st of September. It can also tie in with the previous new moon in Aries 6 months ago, which was the solar eclipse on the 29th of March 2025. Astrologically, the full moon can often bring matters to a head. Symbolically, it is a time of clarity, confrontation, and release, and may not always be a comfortable time for this reason. Emotions often swell as lunar light reflects what we may have hidden, even or especially from ourselves. The Aries full moon asks us to witness our own desires, instincts, and willpower with raw honesty. Dietrich Pessin in Lunar Shadows 3 introduces their concept of moon families. Each lunation connects to others about 9 months apart, forming a 4-part story. This full moon belongs to the moon family that began with the fiery new moon solar eclipse in Aries on the 8th of April 2024. The first quarter arrived on the 6th of January 2025 at 16 degrees of Aries, and now we meet the full moon on the 7th of October 2025. The final chapter will be told at the last quarter on the 7th of July 2026 at 15 degrees of Aries. For those with planets or angles within 12 to 22 degrees of the cardinal signs, that's Aries, Libra, Cancer or Capricorn, this is more likely to be impactful. Make a note of the dates, or check back in your journal or photos to see if the new moon and first quarter moon dates tell you the first parts of the story. Themes that began around April 2024, perhaps with sudden clarity or disruption due to the eclipse, are now reaching visibility. Something seeded then is ripening, and you may be at a turning or a pivot point. Once you reach July 2026, the consequences and integration will be clear as you prepare to release what you no longer wish to carry forward. Also, those with prominent Mars and Sun, for example as their Lord of the Year or ruler of their solar return ascendant, or if you have planets or angles in the fire trilogy at those degrees, Aries, Leo and Sagittarius, may also be able to identify this story unfolding. You may now feel the urge to review decisions or pivot towards a goal initiated in April 2024. Do you know what house Aries is in for your natal or birth chart? This will tell you more about what themes might arise. An astrologer or astro coach can help you explore this further, and you can always book a reading with me. You'll find the links in the show notes. I have YouTube videos, and again, the links will be in the show notes, so you can learn how to cast a chart for free in astroseek.com and identify the houses so that you can clarify for yourself what themes to expect. The astro coaching book that I've written will help you work with and co-create with the lunations. You can use the link to purchase it at low cost, or you can download it for free when you upgrade your Substack subscription to paid and financially support my work. The subscription is low cost, it's the lowest level that Substack allows, and because I know things are tight, I've thrown in an astrology readings discount too. You'll be invited to join our live monthly Zoom Q&A meetings, and you can also ask horary questions by donation. Back to the Decan of Aries 2, the Crown. This full moon falls in the second decan of Aries, ruled by the sun in both Chaldean and Triplicity systems. This is a place of radiance, as the sun rises higher in the sky, where questions of authority, recognition, and sovereignty arise. Austin Coppock names this decan the Crown. He writes that the focus point of this decan is the world that emanates from an individual, and that it results from the qualities which they choose to embody. His guidance is that if we can be conscious and intentional in our words and actions, in this place we have an opportunity to create something truly beautiful and beneficial. Kira Ryberg calls it elevation and discusses how yes men often materialize around a strong leader. This makes it important to be fully aware of the true value of an idea or vision born in this decan. Both astrologers point to themes of rulership, power, and the responsibility that follows achievement. The Wild Way Oracle card for this decan is titled Take the Lead. Its keywords are sovereignty, personal power, and shaping your world. In the card, we see a bear in the woods, sitting comfortably on his rocky throne and wearing a crown. The bear has won and claimed its territory. The question now is, how will you govern it? Will you lead with integrity and vision, or will you dominate without care for consequence? Where might you be facing these questions and decisions in your own life? The sun's rulership here insists that we shine authentically, but also wisely, being accountable and responsible for what we are creating. Bear guides us. It is time to tap into the authentic power that lives inside and create a world of your making. The tarot card linked to Aries 2 is the Three of Wands. The Rider-Waite version of the card shows a richly dressed figure standing on high ground. The body is turned away from us, looking out on a body of water where we see ships coming and going. This card speaks of the responsibility of the leader, the foresight, vision, and expansion. The figure has taken the first steps, but now they look to the horizon with expectation. T. Susan Chang writes, if one acts in good faith, one can hope that that faith will be reciprocated. She notes that tyrannical and unjust leaders may also be found here, as well as the benevolent, thoughtful, and visionary. It is a moment of leadership, of considering how to extend influence and build upon what has already begun. The card asks us, what future are you envisioning, and how will you prepare for it? T. Susan Chang develops this further in Dreaming the Decans. One green limb steps from its seed. Who, I ask, is fit to lead? What motives shall the sun ignite? Straighten up, friend, and fly right. Embrace the virtue of a plan. Otherwise, do what you can. Once burned, twice shy, and thrice forgiven. Make the world you wish to live in. Poetry of this decan reminds us that leadership requires both planning and responsibility. It is not only about who wears the crown, but also about wearing it well. The astrological conversation. The moon is ruled by Mars, who is feeling strong and fully resourced in Scorpio, its home sign. Mars has full dignity here, having just entered the Scorpio second decan of the sun, acting with intensity, clarity, precision, and depth. Mars has no direct line of sight to assist the moon with direct rays of light. However, as the moon and Mars are in Mars-ruled signs, Scorpio and Aries, through liking girding, there is support for mutual goals from the ruler Mars. Mars is co-present with Mercury. The warrior and protector of the realm now joins forces with the messenger, sharpening words and strategies. The moon is also co-present with Neptune, adding a layer of mystery, confusion, idealism or illusion. This can blur clarity, but also open pathways to inspiration and compassion. Chiron is also in Aries, reminding us of the wounds we may have faced when we previously travelled our own path. The difficulties of owning our inner warrior and our own pull for freedom and exploration. You may be reminded of these wounds or offered an opportunity to help others experiencing similar difficulties at this time. The luminaries, the Sun and Moon, are forming a T-square with Jupiter in Cancer. Jupiter exalts in Cancer and is in the Moon's Decan as well as being ruled by the Moon. So all of Jupiter's normal significations are lit in a lunar landscape. This suggests that wisdom and generosity can also inform the fiery drive of this Aries lunation as Jupiter transits Cancer. The T-square demands we take action to create a balance between personal desires and needs, partnerships and the needs of others, and our own need to protect and grow. Meanwhile, the Sun opposes the Moon from Libra, the sign of the Sun's fall. The solar light is dimmed as its resources struggle with issues of harmony, fairness and connection. In addition to this, ruler of Libra, Venus, is in the previous sign of Virgo, also in fall and preoccupied with her own struggles, unable to assist. The exaltation ruler of Libra, Saturn, has returned to Pisces and is also unable to cast any helpful rays of light. However, future Aries and Libra lunations for the next 3 years will find, once Saturn returns to Aries in early 2026, that Saturn's heaviness will tinge the lunation with either a co-presence or an opposition. For now, the luminary's opposition is sharpened by Jupiter's involvement, making this full moon a crossroads between self-assertion and connection. By whole sign sextile, the moon is separating from both Uranus and Pluto. These outer planets whisper of revolution and transformation. Astrologer Dan Waits talks about Uranus bringing change from above and Pluto from below. Uranus brings awakenings, sudden shifts and disruptions, while Pluto reminds us of the deep undercurrents of power and renewal. The moon carries their influence, so what comes to light may both shake us out of our comfort zones and remake us. Journal prompts. Where in my life am I being asked to take the lead? Does this align with the Aries part of my chart, or maybe where Mars is placed? What kind of sovereign role do I, or would I, take? Am I comfortable commanding, delegating, or more collaborative, visionary, or protective? What has grown since April 2024, and how do I see it now at this point of illumination? Am I acting from authentic power, or from fear of losing control? Astro coaching and ritual suggestions. Astro coaching. Reflect on the tension between Aries and Libra. Is there any way you are over-prioritizing self at the expense of relationships? Alternatively, is there anywhere you are giving away too much of yourself in order to keep the peace? What would it look like for you to align bold action with fairness and respect? Ritual suggestion. Light a candle at either dawn or dusk, honouring the sun's rulership of this decan. As you sit in the shifting of the sun's light with the flame a constant, write a declaration of your personal sovereignty. Include what you stand for, how you wish to lead, and what values you refuse to compromise. When you have finished, visualize the paper glowing brighter and brighter with the sun's light. Finally, place it somewhere visible as a daily reminder for the next 2 weeks or more. Embodiment. Have you tried a moving meditation? Here's a very simple one. Stand tall. Bring your attention to your breathing. Place an imaginary crown on your head with your hands. Then take 3 deliberate steps forward. As you breathe in deeply with each step forward, imagine claiming your space and sovereignty with each step. Visualize your path ahead opening up before you. Release all fear as you breathe out. And finally, The Aries Full Moon is a call to claim your crown and choose your path of leadership. The burning question it asks, how will you shape the world you wish to live in? The Decan, Tarot and Planetary Story all converge on themes of sovereignty, vision and responsibility. Step into your authentic power, but remember that the mark of true leadership is not how brightly you shine, but how you inspire others to shine with you. Remember T. Susan Chang's quote, "Straighten up, friend, and fly right. Make the world you wish to live in." Travel well, friends.